Good stuff. I think I should put some ambient music in the background, but that's all right. Alright, what's going on everyone? Welcome to my first live stream. Been wanting to live stream for a while. I used to do it for gaming, but doing it for trading seemed to be something that would keep me accountable, and since I'm at my desk and get pretty bored, I thought giving you guys some value from my live streams might be interesting for you guys. And yeah, so just about to go for my watch list now and kind of just show you guys what I'm looking for and what I'm looking at, and we're going to just pick out a watch list of any potential trades that we see and see what happens. The light is very bright. nothing looking too crazy at the minute. We've had some massive moves on GBP pairs yesterday. Massive moves. Just a lot of pairs pretty much coming back. A lot of pullbacks. What is it? Yeah, not too much happening right now. Market's kind of just ranging. Pretty much the pairs I've picked out in my watch list with perfect L50s and all in trend except GA, but I'm curious just watching this as an idea. Euro NZD, it's still within that Asia range though. Yeah, nothing too crazy right now. Yeah, very slow movement. Not many news releases either. Just very slow market. Yes, I pretty much got watching GU for potential long entries, watching GBP CHF for long positions, GA, just watching this as an idea since it is counter trend to the EMAs. I do like the L50 liquid 50, which is this yellow line here. And I do like Euro and ZD, but very slow market. All right, let's check out any of the other pairs. This GUID is working out quite well. Sort of shift candle off the 50 EMA. Yeah, extremely slow market tonight. So this is one of the main reasons I wanted to start live streaming, because pretty much if I always just kind of just walk away from my trading session when markets are like this, but I got to stick it out and kind of just see if anything presents, because yeah, that's a nice 15-minute candle close as well. What does that look like? Yeah. This 1 hour bullish divergence building as well, making higher highs. I see GU coming higher, bouncing off the week and monthly high level up here as well. So we'll see if we can break this level of just above 1.3224, and then I reckon we might get a retest, hopefully back down to the 21 EMA. See what happens. don't normally trade counter trend. I am currently backtesting the AceFX system with the counter trend parameters, but it's just something I'm not really comfortable taking any live trades with yet. So if I do take any counter trend trades, it will be on demo. I didn't trade yesterday's session either because I wanted to wait for all the news that happened over the weekend to kind of get effect in the market when I opened. And we saw some pretty massive moves on GBP pairs, sorry, and even in stocks. Like, very interesting day yesterday was. So obviously getting this pullback now. It's holding the 21 EMA quite nicely, but I still think this will probably drop down to the 50 EMA. Yeah, very slow morning. Curious to see where gold ends up. Came off its monthly low level. Massive moves down there, look at that. Crazy. Even silver tanked over the weekend, yesterday as well. Good old Bitcoin. Interesting if we can get a pullback down to this weekly high level on GBP CHF to 19617, even 19600 flat. That would be an interesting buy opportunity for sure, since we struggled at this level for a while. Look at that range. Just in here. Tried to break it a few times over this small inside structure zone and tried to push above the 800 EMA a few times there. But I'm bullish on pound pairs. Well, GBP CHF anyway. Yeah, usually by about 7:30 my time here in Sydney, Australia, like the market picks up because of the London session, but very quiet. Not much movement at all. Usually we see some good movement on GBP and Euro pairs. Funny live streaming trading, like I know a lot of newer traders get this impression that it's very active, but this is literally what I do every night. It's just most nights are exactly like this, where I come to the charts and I'm just sitting still patiently waiting, so you can understand when emotions get in the way and you just want that activity and you want to start trading. It's very easy to kind of convince yourself there's a good trade setup presenting, just to get yourself wanting to trade, just, you know, for the need to trade. But that's why having discipline and having a plan coming in each day, it's very important. Also, for anyone that's interested as well, I am currently doing the Traders for Traders practical assessment for the 100k funded account. If you guys want any more info on that, just let me know and I'm happy to kind of give you guys some insight. But decided to go with Traders for Traders other than FTMO or the other funding companies out there, just because Traders for Traders was more relaxed on the amount of time required to pass that 10% threshold within 30 days, which is not unrealistic. It's very achievable to make 10% in 30 days in Forex. It's just, I didn't want to develop any bad habits and I didn't want that stress, especially with all this geopolitical events, US election, coronavirus, vaccines, a lot of news just happening. So I didn't want to start jumping into trades that I didn't have to be in just to kind of meet that 10% requirement. So with Traders for Traders, they pretty much have no time limit, no minimum trades. You could take one trade and hit that 10% and then you get the account, or you could take a year to get that 10%. So let me know if you want any more information on that. I'm happy to kind of give you guys some insight. But that's pretty much what I am doing now. So as you can see, like on my screen, I've got the trade at the bottom, so when I do take a trade, you guys can monitor it. Gonna be ultra transparent with you guys, so yeah. Is it like a bank holiday or something? Yeah, we got bank holidays tomorrow. Man, just see another one of those weeks. I didn't trade last week due to election, and it was NFP week as well. And I didn't trade yesterday, as I was saying earlier in the stream, just to let all the news over the weekend kind of shake out in the market. I didn't want to get caught up in any of that volatility. And this week is just obviously not too much movement happening, but according to Forex Factory, there's a CAD holiday, bank holiday, USD bank holiday tomorrow, Thursday, sorry, for Veterans Day. So that's going to be a slow day as well. What else? Not too much news scheduled for this week. Friday, that will be interesting. Oh man. It's like watching paint dry. Yeah, even cross pairs. Very interesting. Considering how much movement we had yesterday, just give it some more time, I guess.
I don't know how you did it, but I need an explanation. Guess I can't get it over today with me. I gotta see.
For everyone who's wondering, I pretty much trade the 15-minute time frame. Obviously doing top-down analysis, but I look initially. I start on the 15-minute, and work my way. So then I go up to the 1 hour, 4 hour daily, and then making sure those time frames are complementing the 15-minute trend. Just add extra confluence to my trade setups. And my analysis is very simple. I'm not using crazy chart patterns, but I'm just using significant levels, which are the EMAs on the chart. So this EMA up here is the 800, the white one 200 EMA, exponential moving averages, the exponential as well. Blue one is the 50 EMA, red one is the 21, and the yellow. So I use those significant levels and watch how the market price action reacts to it, accompanied by yesterday's low, weekly lows, just those levels. I think drawing zones for me was way too subjective. I mean, people can draw them like this, you know, it's just, I couldn't find a consistent way to do it for myself. So having the EMAs as my zones and significant levels, and you can see price reacts to these EMAs very nicely and they respect them. Like as you can see, take the 200 EMA for example, price comes near it, rejects it, you know, so obviously when price comes back up to the 200 EMA, you know, you can only just assume and be reactive to on your analysis, seeing these pins to 200, that looks like a face, that, you know, you could, market's going to reject the 200 and come down, and once again it comes back up to the 200. So data levels I use instead of drawing zones. You know, obviously these EMAs don't have to be respected, price can blow through them, just like zones, this zone doesn't have to be respected. So yeah, if I do use zones, I am using pretty much 4 hour zones, just because they hold a bit more weight to them and they are a little more significant since there is more price data per candle. But other than that, my analysis is very simple, using, like I was saying, the EMAs and the TDI indicator, which is down here, which is an RSI trend line, and the yellow one's market sentiment. How exciting is trading? So usually I would read a book in between, or like I was doing earlier today, I was doing some back testing. So this is my whole back testing spreadsheet. Basically I fill in all this data, compile it at the end, screenshots, markups, basically. And yeah. But obviously living here in Australia, in Sydney, my trading time frame, since the Asian markets don't have much volume, there's no point me sticking around trading it in the early morning here, since it just chops. As you can see, this black box here, most days it just ranges. Even if I'm looking at the Asia session pairs, you know, there isn't too much movement, nowhere near as much as you can see when the London session and New York session hit, compared to what happens during the Asia session. this 1 hour candle closes above 132.09, I reckon we'll see GBP USD come higher. So awkward to sneeze these days, especially out in public. See, like, for example, for most traders who know how trending markets work and structure, basically a lot of people see a scenario like this where price has broken out of this level here, and obviously when price comes back down, usually retest it and then it'll take off. I wait for price to come to these EMAs, and then that's when I'll start getting interested in looking for potential trade setups. So obviously looking at this kind of structure shelf looking left, you know, we can see price had a double top, came back down, retraced, couldn't hold the 200 EMA, came right back up, broke that level, and now it's coming back to retest, and this 8 EMA is approaching into this kind of area of price sensitivity. So, you know, we could see how price reacts to that 8 EMA if it breaks it, and then we'll see how it holds the 21 and then the 50, and then, you know, that's how we can find, that's how in ASFX we find how trade ideas. Yeah. Such a slow market right now. Got some low impact news coming out pretty much now. We'll see. I don't think it will affect the market too much, but with news these days, you never know. Never know. Let me see if I can paste this live stream link into my trading, my Instagram bio. But for any new traders that are watching, if anyone's watching at all, I mean, this is more or less the realistic truth of trading. I mean, it's not guns blazing, entering trades, and I mean, it is, but this is more or less how it is. And as I was saying earlier in the stream, that's why having patience and discipline, not just to get involved in any trades that seem like they're building momentum, because that's not the way to do it. I think basically I was looking at Euro NZD is on my watch list, but you see how I was talking about the significant levels using the EMAs. See how price has broken through this blue line, and then we had this massive move, bullish, like this bullish candle after. And you see how this wick pinned the 21, the 8 and the 50, and it couldn't pull back below it. So this tells me that we might price may come higher. So we may see price come up to the 200 EMA now on the 15-minute chart. So we may come up to the weekly low, and then obviously that's where I'll start looking for trade ideas. So instead of using support and resistance levels, which I add them. Pretty much I use like very easy points to see. So you can see price came down here and then quickly rejected off that level. So to me, this would be a price sensitivity zone, something like that. So I'll take that into my analysis, and you see how price has respected, see how price hangs around this level. And then price came, see how it rejected off here, used this level as support, and then tested it again, broke through it, tested another level up here, made a new lower low, and now we're using that zone as resistance now. So support, resistance, and we'll see if we can get a pullback, and then we can write it down. So that's pretty much my trading. I trend trade. I don't really trade counter trend, so not very often will you find me taking trades down here going this way. I'll always be taking trades with the trend, so following the lower highs, following the lower lows. So now if we can get a pullback to one of these significant EMA levels, obviously if price does come over here, let me just clean this up. Obviously if price does come up to this level around where the 50 EMA is, that zone just gives me extra confluence. If the zone wasn't there, or if it is there, I'm still taking the trade. It doesn't affect my judgment, or if I pull the trigger on the trade. It just makes me more confident. See how that Euro news came out. Wow. It's worse than forecasted. had no effect on euro pairs at all. Very slow today. So with news events, I trade through yellow news events. It doesn't affect my trading decisions at all. I definitely don't trade 15 minutes before and 15 minutes after red folder events. That is a high impact. And I'm just a little cautious with medium impact, which are the orange folders. I use FOREX Factory to just generate all my, get all the news info and what's happening. Obviously this year's been a year for a lot of sporadic price movements, so there's many websites out there you can use to get your Forex news. FOREX Factory is a lot to do with currencies, so a lot of it's just crap, but if you see massive moves in the market that are just unexplainable, you can find news related articles or breaking news or stuff that's happening here, so that's pretty cool. Market's pretty indecisive now on GBP USD. So a lot of the GBP pairs are just kind of moving, ranging left to right. Euro pairs have a little bit more direction, but like I was saying before with Euro NZD, see how we're approaching the 50 EMA again. Let's see what happens and how price reacts. So if we can break back through below it, there's no entries here. That I do come down to the 1 minute chart to find my entries using the ASFX D1 system, which is just catching the pullback really in a trending market, but the parameters aren't met on the 1 minute chart, unfortunately, to get involved if this does come lower. But we can always get an A1 entry on the 15 minute off one of the EMAs, so just have to wait and see what happens. Let me see if I can get this link. Sweet. All right. Hands-free. What filter to use? There we go. Hey, what is going on, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great time wherever you're in the world. Hope you're doing well. I'm live streaming, so first time live streaming my trading. So pretty much I wanted to kind of get into live trading just to be really transparent, and also just to kind of fill the void of kind of just sitting at my desk, and just another way to provide value for you guys. So link is in my bio. Go check it out. Come and hang out with me. See what I'm watching. Markets are very slow at the minute, so hopefully things can pick up soon. But come check it out. Links in the bio. Yeet. I'm gonna redo that. Hey, what is going on, everyone? Hope you're well. Hope you. I always stuff up my Instagram post. Always. Hey, what is going on, everyone? Hope you are well. Hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. I am live streaming my trading for the first time. I wanted to live stream for a while just to kind of fill the void in just sitting here at my desk, and also another way to provide value to you guys. So come check it out. I'm streaming, and links in the bio. I'm hopeless at Instagram stories. GU is starting to push higher as well. It did break that level.
And it's best if you prepare. If we get tomorrow, promise I can try. Give you love to borrow, if just to get us by. And sometime when you're ready, I'll soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last, and I don't wanna give you back to hold on to.
Oh, wow. Hopefully we can see some volume pick up. Everything's just sideways.
So if we get tomorrow, I promise I can try. Give you love to borrow, if just to get us by.
All right, back to it. CHF. Yeah, everything's just sideways. I need some momentum and some volume to pick up. Before anything looks juicy, but as for now, nothing crazy. You know what? Get rid of that. Can you paste indicators? I'm sure you can. Oh, of course you can. Do I love TradingView? Alright, let's see if volume's picking up. Yes and no. It's hard using volume on Forex because obviously it's not under one broker like a New York Stock Exchange or something like that. It's spread out over multiple brokers, and it's hard to kind of gather up all that volume data. See if price is on GU is reacting to a significant level. There was a bit of a consolidation zone over here. Still more or less making higher highs. Price is more or less trading pretty much, yeah. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see this zone here. So you can see how price has pretty much been indecisive for what, almost a full 24 hours. So that would look like a doji candle on the daily. So market on the 15-minute is pretty much trading in that exact zone. So we're kind of getting that same pattern of just yeet. This is extremely slow. Like, it's only Tuesday. We've had election last week. That's all up in the air still. But like, it is literally just ranging. Like everything is just... So, for anyone that was listening to me how I used EMAs as significant levels and just watching how price action reacts to them, see how price did break above the 50 EMA here, which is the blue line. It pinned it, couldn't come back below, and then it's now broken below. If we break below the 21 EMA, I believe it will come lower, but because we are stuck within the Asia range session, which is black box here, we could just see price. We could just see price bounce, and we could just see it ranging. Yeah, I need some type of directional movement out of this range, like a break. Preferably a break below, since I have a I'm short bias on all, like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily. I'm short bias. So if we can get a break out of this level, pretty much we can break this level down here, then look for a retest. I'll be a happy boy. But anything could happen, especially lately. See, G is starting to push higher. With my trading, when I first got into trading, I used to kind of predict and kind of forecast where price would go. With ASFX, Austin has taught me to react to market conditions. That's why I love the EMAs, because you can watch price action react to those significant levels, and you can make your trading decisions based on what's happening through price action. So instead of being like price is going to come to this point, like price is going to come to X and then go to Y, I don't like doing that. Nothing wrong with it. That's just me personally. I know some really great traders that do it that way. But for example, looking left, you can see this is that high point where price is trading at. So if I put a line here, sorry, I stuffed that up. Wrong line, wrong point. But you can see that price sensitivity zone, price has kind of reacted to that level, that white line, and kind of just had that bullish momentum off it. So I'm not going to predict where price should go or where it's going to go. I just react to what the market's presenting. So the thing with trading is sitting here for so long, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to take advantage of opportunity that presents. I know a lot of traders that come into AceFX get overwhelmed with all the pairs we trade. I only just trade these pairs here, so GBP pairs and Euro pairs, since they are in play, since I'm trading the London session. So it doesn't make sense to me to trade, Aussie pairs, New Zealand pairs. They do move, but I prefer to play trade the sessions in play. But it looks like we could potentially see a setup here. This level makes me hesitant. We'll see how the 15-minute candle closes, but see, I like how the 1 hour rejected the 21, and now we've got this bearish candle. That's a good sign. L50 is in the sell zone, so short bias in the 1 hour. Definitely short bias on the 4 hour. Oops. And the daily, short bias as well. Like some people say price could react to this level here. And it may, but we'll see what happens. I would have just liked to see price break out of this level. Potential position, we'll see what happens on the 15-minute close. I just don't want to go rushing into any massive spread. I also use magic keys as well. Makes life easier. But you know, how hard is it to enter a trade in empty pool? Yeah, I really don't like those wicks to the downside. So this is a great lesson. So I've been live streaming for how long? Just over an hour and 20 minutes now, waiting for a setup. An entry is about to present, but the parameters, it's a low probability trade. So this is when you have to know when to put money on trades and when to just keep it as an idea and watch it play out. So once again, this is the discipline coming in, and we'll just watch it play out. So we'll see what happens. I reckon we'll pick up some momentum if this candle can close below 173.086, and we'll see what happens. But definitely won't be pulling the trigger on this one. Yeah, price is just ranging, literally just ranging. Like for a lot of traders, like setups like this, especially being at the desk. I mean, I didn't trade yesterday, so this is the first day trading of the week. And you can just imagine if this trade goes in profit, like a lot of traders will jump in, you know, and then price reverses. It's crazy how emotionally driven and disciplined and the amount of discipline you need in trading, just because it is so easy to place a trade. Anyone can place a trade, you know. The hard part is choosing the trades, choosing where you put your money, and having the patience to wait for those higher probability trade setups. How's GU doing? Yeah, GU is pushing higher now. But once again, very slow very slow volume today. Even the DXY is just ranging. Like yesterday, like look, we had this just massive, once you know, pre-New York London session opened up, and today we've just been kind of moving, so volume might come through during later in the session. for anyone in Australia who trades stocks or invests in stocks, how crazy has Afterpay been? So I was invested in Afterpay at... I actually got in. When did I get in? I was in around, back in 2019, in June, I was in around $20. And I took all my profit out. This was my first ever investment. Actually, no, I think it was actually 2018 I invested in it. But it was around the $20 mark. And as it came down, I got out. That was my first ever investment, you know, kind of getting my feet wet into trading and investing. Back in 2018 November, that's when I actually found out about trading. So it's been about 2 years since I first started kind of getting my head around and decided that I wanted to trade. So, but back onto Afterpay, start of the year, I was actually looking at it in March, and I was looking at it around $10, and look at this rally we've had. Like, it actually hit $100, and yeah, almost 900% gain. And we've had people here in Australia selling their houses back at $10 and putting the majority of their profit on there. Like, that's a gamble for sure. Like, no one knows that's gonna happen. But yeah, it's just crazy to see this stock. I was a big believer in Afterpay, which is a buy now, pay later. So no credit score required, no nothing. And it's great for consumers, but once again, like any kind of credit, you have to be careful with it. This massive rally was when they introduced into the States, and they started getting like EB Games, which is a big game shop here in Australia. They started getting like Officeworks, which is office supply. Like, everyone started getting on board. Our big, like, Kmart, Target, eBay partnered with them, I think, around here. So it's just crazy to see the growth they've had. Obviously now there's a lot more competition with that kind of vehicle of buy now, pay later. But yeah, it's just crazy. Zero. Yeah, look, if we break that level, we'll see it come lower. But other than that, like, I'm just gonna keep this as an idea. I still think if we can't break it, it will definitely come higher. Especially with this rising liquid 50. But higher time frames being short biased, I still think it comes lower. Maybe not during my trading session, maybe when I wake up and I'll review what's happened overnight. But like, depending where you got in, that's just according to the spread, you know, you're only in -2 pips in drawdown. 18 pips stop. That's not too bad. But yeah, if we can't break that level, especially with bullish divergence on the 15-minute, and we can break back above the 50 EMA, it'll definitely come up to the 200, and we'll see how it reacts there. But once again, just react to what the market's telling you, and we'll see what happens. Like there's nothing really even to kind of mark up. Like there's been a few trade ideas, but like with my markups and my back testing, I will only mark it up if it would be a trade idea that I'll be interested in taking. Look, here comes Euro USD now, gaining that momentum. This would have been a trade I would have gotten into, but I didn't get to my desk early enough. But once again, you can't catch them all. You just gotta let them. Just watch it, learn from it, study it. If GBP USD is rising, I can expect Euro pairs to probably fall as well. I'm still trying to get my head around correlations. So if we go to Euro, yeah. So obviously a trade I was looking at, depending if it breaks that level, we'll see what happens, but no FOMO. You can't jump in now. You got to just be disciplined and just respect the process. That's all. But once again, react. Like I keep saying, you know, we'll see how if we break this level, great. Mark it up, learn from it. GU is definitely gaining that momentum that I was looking for. And that means, obviously, still trying to get my correlations with USD Euro pairs with the DXY. So obviously, the DXY is obviously indexes the US dollar. This would have been a decent trade, only one pip drawdown, and just kind of rallied. Found that it's almost at 2R now. Yeah, it's pretty much at 2R. Typing into the ASFX Discord chat, just explaining the divergence. So basically, She could even draw it. No, I won't draw it like that. That was a good 15-minute close on Euro USD as well. Euro NZD, sorry. So we'll see what happens. So obviously that was a new close, new low of day. Didn't break out of the Asia range. So we could see some resistance to this price sensitivity area of this box. So we'll see what happens. Check out Euro NZD. Look at that. About to hit 1R if we would have taken it. But that's trading. You got to be selective. You know, more times than not, a trade like this will not go your way. The times it does, you just gotta acknowledge it, understand it, mark it up. I gotta admit that active day trading the markets and being in front of the screen for, you know, anywhere between 3 and 5 hours has dramatically increased my learning curve, just because you get to be in front of the market and watching it play out. Once again, another reason I've started these live streams is just to really just zone in, pay attention, and just keep myself kind of laser focused. But we could see retest back up to the EMAs, back into this consolidation ranging zone, and we could probably see another entry, but we'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. As for GU,
Your love is something I could get used to.
see now GBP pairs are gaining some momentum.
Someone I wanna spend my time with. Life with you, and it's been killing me to keep secretly wanting someone who can only love me back secretly. Secretly.
I did like the higher time frames on GN, Euro NZD, sorry. That's definitely what's driving this lower. It's got that high time frame short bias. Since being on the 15-minute chart, the intraday chart, you can definitely see the effects of high time frame confluences. That's why I heavily weigh them into my trading analysis. So this is good for anyone that's, you know, interested about the ASFX systems. These are just pretty much all we trade. Setups, candle formations after EMAs, and you're watching them play out now. And it's great for anyone that wants to kind of be selective, aggressive. You know, you can tailor it to the parameters, you can tailor to your kind of personality. So if you want to be taking more trades, you can. If you want to be more selective and taking the higher probability trade setups, that's fine too, you know. So, and hit them with more size. GBP CHF was another one I was looking at. That's about to hit max ADR, being average daily range. GA was a counter trend idea I was looking at, just because we had that perfect L50, and then Euro NZD was nothing super clean for me to, you know, to risk on the trade on my practical assessment, you know. So it's still flat today. I don't know if I will call the trade, the live stream, call it off early. Because if you look at GU, it's about to go, RSI is about to go oversold. So we might see it come back down. GBP CHF is about to hit max ADR, so we may see a potential reversal off that level. What else? GA was counter trend, so nothing, just an idea I was watching. And Euro NZD, which was one of the trades I was most possible, like probable trade, but just didn't hit my checklist for my trade parameters, that's all. It was divergent, rising L50 in the Asia range. We are about to hit two, like it's about to come to our G is finally starting to make a move up again. Where do I see it going? Maybe the ADR, but I don't think so. I think since the RSI is starting to become oversold now, overbought now, I reckon it might run out of juice. But once again, I'm not predicting. It could break ADR like it did yesterday, like you know, JPY pairs did yesterday. Like we had these massive moves. Like, look at that. There's your average daily range. And like 3 times above it. Insane. Yeah, I probably caught a live stream in about 5-10 minutes. It's just nothing looking super clean. It's annoying too because tomorrow is we have a few bank holidays on Euro, which is a big driver for the London session. We have a bank holiday, we have on Canadian bank holiday, Veterans Day for US. So once again, I'll be at my chart, so I probably won't live stream tomorrow, since it will be a slow day and no point taking any trades when banks are closed. I get a lot of questions as well, people asking why I don't trade London into New York. It's just nothing that really appeals to me. Like, you really got to make trading fit around your lifestyle and your personality, and I just wouldn't enjoy it. So, and that's pretty late for me. Like, not that it's an excuse, but I can get a lot of these trade ideas present during the London session, so there's no point me altering my sleep schedule and going to bed later, waking up later. It just, yeah. Especially like if these L50s start swapping, I don't trade that. Counter trend trades, I don't trade it either. But other than that, a few good markups, just not high probable trades. Obviously, these ones have gone in our favor. Just over time, if you start taking these lower probability trade setups, they'll eat into your account, because more times than not, they will stop you out, depending on your trade management and how you lock your stop loss at your risk-free trade. But most of the time, if you're entering in these ranging trades with divergence, rising L50, they'll reverse on you and stop you out pretty much as soon as you enter. So it's best waiting for more of those boxes to be checked, waiting for more confluence in your trade setups. I really like the Euro NZD basically because of the higher time frames. The 1 hour bearish, 4 hour bearish, and the daily is bearish. So, you know, obviously shorting it seems like a great idea, but just with my other parameters on the 15-minute, it just wasn't high probability. You know, it definitely may still come lower, or it could shoot up. It's all about shifting those probabilities into our favor, and that's pretty much what trading is all about. Pretty cool that TradingView have these sections now, so you can categorize everything. I like that. Euro GBP USD has gone overbought to on the RSI, but just because the currency's gone overbought won't stop it from climbing higher. That's just one of those parameters that you should take into consideration. You know, add it to your analysis. But if you're looking, if this comes back and that's the only knock against this trade, it's definitely not, you know, worth running away from it. It's worth risk if a great trade setup presents. It's about just shifting more probabilities into your favor than less. Euro NZD is coming lower now. Let's see how it reacts to this weekly and monthly low level. So if you go out to the daily, so with obviously my back testing, I obviously take into consideration all parameters, and then at the end of my back testing, I will filter out what filter complements another filter, and then I'll filter out what parameters affect the trade negatively, and then I'll just put all that data into a massive spreadsheet and then find out how the probabilities, how I can shift those probabilities into my favor. So let's, for example, say, you know, if this L50 is rising and you want to short it, that may negatively affect the outcome of the trade over a lot of trades. So what I'll do is I won't trade a rising L50. I won't short a rising L50. So that's pretty much all my backtesting data contains of, is just everything, all the parameters in the ASFX checklist, everything we look at and how we grade our setups, and then it just helps me and builds confidence in finding those higher probability trade setups and high quality trades. But you can see now that L50 is it's coming kind of like a hook, it's hooking back down. So with it being in the sell zone all day, 1 hour, 4 hour and daily, or short bias, I reckon we can see this definitely come lower. Where to, if I was to predict and forecast where it would go to, I reckon we can easily see it come down to this level here. Which is ADR. So just under about 6R, you know, potential. Doesn't have to, once again. This is just, we react to how the market, you know, plays out, and then that's how we manage our trades. just doing a markup for the Discord chat. What is this music?
I would like to be the highest. And if I could be a hero, I would like to be Superman. And if I could be magic, I would like to be love. And if I could be the best one, I would like to be honest. And if I could be someone, I would like to be me.
Oh man. I've been streaming for 2 hours. Good stuff.
If I could be the trees, I would like to be the highest. And if I could be a hero, I would like to be Superman. And if I could be magic,
You're not seeing too much else on my radar. Just watching this EN idea play out. If I took the position, I would have been almost 2R if I entered on it. With the Traders for Traders practical assessment account, obviously any funding company you guys choose, or if you go down that road, they have risk management rules that you need to stick to. So with Traders for Traders, it's on the practical assessment, it's a $2,000 weekly limit or a $4,000 drawdown in total. So if you hit a $2,000 drawdown, then you fail the practical assessment and you just pay a reset fee to reset the account. You don't have to pay the whole fee again. Or if you lose, let's say $1,900 one week, $1,900 the next week, you only have a $200 buffer before you hit that $4,000 maximum drawdown. And then if you hit that $4,000 maximum drawdown, then you fail the practical assessment. So once again, you just pay a reset fee. They reset the practical assessment account for you and you try again. So obviously coming in to the trading, I'm risking anywhere between 0.20 and 0.40% just to stick by the rules and make sure I don't fail the account, and it gives me enough. So basically when I'm looking for trades, I'm also making sure I can get a minimum of 2R to the next kind of resistance zone or price sensitivity zone, because obviously you don't want to be taking trade setups that don't have that risk to reward profile, because it's just over the long term, it's not worth it. It's not going to work out very well. GU's coming back down. GA's pushing above the 15-minute 800 EMA. And Euro NZD is struggling at this divergence line.
between, 'cause it's more divine. I can't reconcile this feeling, 'cause I remember when you had certainty.
Yeah, very slow market today. A few setup, few trade ideas, but nothing worth the risk. I'll stay for another 15 minutes and then I'll probably end the stream. Oh goodness. Yeah, not saying anything. Going through the markups in the Discord chat, what the other traders are pointing out and what they're seeing. Another thing with trading as well, like another psychological emotion tip is just don't get caught up on what other people are doing, especially if you are in the goal is independence. You want to be able to confidently take trades with your own, doing your own analysis and developing your overall bias. Each trader will have their own bias towards the market. You know, one trader can be looking at Euro USD, for example, and be long bias, and someone else could look at it and be short bias. Both traders are right, because no one knows what the market is. The market doesn't really have a bias. It's only what our opinions are that create that bias. So be comfortable doing your own analysis and identifying the market conditions, and just don't overcomplicate it. Don't worry about what other traders are doing. You know, if traders are making money, traders are taking trades that you were looking at but you didn't enter. Just follow your own rules. Everyone's gonna have their own set of rules. So I think that is my first little bit of value and knowledge I will drop for you guys. As literally, like, I'm not seeing anything that fits my checklist and criteria to get involved. You know, yeah, you can trade every one of these setups, but that's just not my personality, my trade style. I'm not a very aggressive trader. especially trading my own capital. You know, I am very conservative trading my own capital. That's why I'm leaning towards funding companies, because it's not your money. And, you know, yeah, you got a set of rules to play by, risk management rules, but I've never risked or blown an account. So, you know, risk management and capital management is like top tier in your trade plan. You know, you put the strategy aside, and if you focus on trade management and risk management, not overusing leverage, not, you know, risking 5-10% on each trade, you will never blow your account. Just being logical and understanding of risk and knowing risk and reading risk in the market and creating those risk to reward profiles, you'll definitely succeed, you know, in trading. Once you get that system and that strategy, I mean, the strategy is nothing into trading, you know, it's just telling you when to enter and when, you know, pretty much. Your trade management and exit management rules is going to determine how you manage the trade, how you take profits during the trade, and everything in between. You know, so finding repeatable patterns in the market is easy, especially if you're using EMAs. You know, you can just get candle formation off each EMA, the 21, 50, whatever EMA you want to use. That pattern's going to repeat over time. How you manage that trade, how you put risk on that trade, and how you handle your psychology over time, that's where trading comes profitable, not through the strategy. It's through the trader and everything that comes underneath, just like above the strategy. Not much, I mean, there's hundreds, thousands of trading strategies online. You can just kind of Google and search, and 99% of them are profitable strategies. It's just a lot of people try them for a few days and they're not consistent with it. So the market goes through cycles. Maybe that strategy they picked off the internet, the market's not in that current cycle that is profitable with that system. But over time, if you can trade that consistently, trade it profitable, and it fits your market beliefs and it fits your personality, that's how you can be consistent and show up every day excited, doing your analysis consistently, and that's how you can take advantage of trade setups. But other than that, like, I reckon most of the moves will come from the New York session. As you can see, price is struggling at this divergence line here. And this is something I'm also working on, to be more aggressive in getting involved in these moves. Obviously, want to do more back testing and get more confident. I have only back tested the ASFX system using parameters that I'm comfortable trading. Obviously, I'm not going to trade a setup that has more than 2 or 3 things wrong with it that decrease the outcome and probability of the trade going in our favor. So when I did my back testing, I focused on only clean setups, highest probability checklist, everything was in my favor. So I didn't have a massive sample size. I probably had about 50 trades over the year. Obviously, once I compile all my pairs together, so all the GBP pairs, all the Euro pairs, I have a massive sample size and I can filter out stuff. But now I'm going back testing it again, but with all the parameters, even if they don't line up, and then I'll filter from there. So it just gives me more confidence in taking more risky setups, because there's sometimes, like take Euro NZD for example, where you have high time frame confluence in your setup. That's a very strong sign, especially when you get the daily short bias, 4-hour short bias. If the trade presents on the 15-minute and you can read that risk to reward, it's definitely worth a little bit of risk. You know, otherwise you're just always going to be leaving money on the table. So not that you're being aggressive in your trade size, you're just being aggressive in your trade entries, but you're managing your risk. So maybe you size down, so instead of doing like 1% risk, maybe you size down to 0.5% or 0.2%, depending on your account size. 0.2% for some people is, you know, thousands of dollars. So it's all relevant to your capital and how much, you know, money you get to play with. You know, that's why I believe these funded companies like FTMO and Traders for Traders, and there's so many out there now, like they're a great opportunity for traders that don't have access to a lot of capital. Or traders that find it hard to trade their own capital because they have emotional connections to it, or they just can't get that fear of losing money out of their head. Because you're going to take losses in trading, you know, you can't avoid it, but you can manage it, and you can manage what trades you take. And that's why I'm a very selective trader. That's why I'm very conservative, because you can't control a lot of things in life, but what you can control, you should. And, you know, if you're not willing to put 1% on a trade, you don't have to. You know, some trades are worth getting involved in. So the opportunity is always there to size down. And, you know, you don't have to risk 1%. Yeah, the returns will be bigger, but what happens if you lose, you know? Especially if you know you're taking a subpar setup with, you know, less probabilities, and you take that setup with a full 1% risk, knowing that there's a high chance that it could reverse on you. You're just going to be slapping yourself, honestly. So if you took it with half a risk and it stops you out, it's not bad of a burn, you know. Oh man, yeah, very slow market conditions, just prices. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it. It looks like this Euro NZD trade is just gonna hold that divergence line. If it breaks, it could come lower. You know, there's a lot of bearish volume coming in. Obviously those higher time frames are definitely short bias, like I was saying earlier, so I see this coming lower. If it can't break this, it may come up. But the GU idea we had, that's coming down now. I still think that will end up overnight when I wake up and do my analysis, like my recap and do my markups and everything. I think that will come higher. I don't think this will go too much. You see how it's the average daily range level, 80R max, and price is just kind of finding resistance to it. Also, price is RSI is oversold, overbought as well. Sorry. Yeah, just very slowly chopping its way up. No crazy moves, which is good in a way, I guess. DXY just kind of ranging today as well. Yeah, sweet. Anyway, thanks for whoever tuned in or whoever's still watching. I haven't figured out how to find out who's watching the streams yet, so thanks for checking it out. I may live stream tomorrow, just depending with the Canadian bank, and there's another bank holiday, European bank holiday as well. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you guys got a little bit of value out of it and just kind of see what it's really like being a trader. It's like watching paint dry. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.